All right, it's 10 a.m. and I woke up wanting smoke, so I think I'm going to debunk some Superman feats just to piss people off today. First things first, all right? 'Cause I can't stand when people are like really just filleting this Kryptonian off to completion. It's mad annoying because, you look up all the fucking death battles and people's interpretation of Superman. There's always this amalgamation of Supermen, plural, with different feats from different continuities that contradict each other. But whatever, okay. I'm primarily coming from the Goku versus Superman side, where people underestimate Goku and then bolster all of the feats of Superman and try to make him out to be this omnipotent being with infinite abilities, when I've seen and watched this man in comic books get his ass beat into the dirt. That's beside the point. First feat, the whole sneezing away a galaxy. First things first, it wasn't a fucking galaxy, it was a solar system. If you actually read the fucking book, and you also know that it was the influence of Mr. Mixelpic's magic that allowed Superman to even be able to do that shit in his old comic book in the first place. Hell, in the same age of Superman, it took 50 heroes of equal power to be able to do, something of, that magnitude. But whatever. Mr. Mixelpick, if anything, is the actual fifth dimensional being who's been feeding Superman energy to be able to do these type of feats for years. It's been like that for a while. Here's him right here admitting to it. When Superman was, going to go to that sixth dimension, it was Mr. Mixelpick who was feeding him that energy and amping him just so he could even be able to survive in that dimension. Superman can't really go there by himself or with his own power. We're talking about the source wall. First things first, this was a droid, but whatever. And other, occasions, Superman, was able to pull things out of the source wall, but he did not destroy the source wall. Who the fuck keeps saying that shit? When the fuck did Superman destroy the source wall? It did when, unless you count Superboy Prime when he broke through the wall, right? The same Superboy Prime who was terrified of speedsters because he couldn't keep up with their speed, like the Flash, Kid Flash, all they terrified him, Superboy Prime. And then you want to take this Superman who's terrified of speedsters but broke the source wall and combine it with the Superman who had infinite speed, even though Superman doesn't really have infinite speed. Let me explain. First things first, Superboy Prime is more powerful than the Superman that y'all claim had infinite speed. But say that he does. The Flash in his comic books, who is faster than Superman, needed help to reach a plane instant. He had to have people feed him speed into, through the Speed Force to be able to race against teleporters. Without that help, he wouldn't have been able to do that shit. And he's way faster than Superman by leagues. And you're telling me, though, that Superman has infinite speed. And even in that same panel, he had to gradually get to that point. He didn't just immediately hit that. It doesn't work like that. You talk about Superman's, book of infinite pages. First of all, that's Ultraman. But you have, him needing help from Shazam to not even move the book in the fucking first place. Because they can't. Hell, Superman on like 20 different occasions when moving planets or a planet needed help from, the Justice League, except for that, that one outlier panel that they show you where he was moving, the whole solar system. But Superman has infinite strength, infinite speed. Even though even here he admits that there's only one being in the universe that has the power to destroy a world. And it's not him. He's not even talking about himself. Because if it was him, he just would have fucking did it. But then y'all try to, take Like, here's the thing: if you want to if you want to, watch, because all over YouTube is this, this bullshit about Superman being this uber powerful, infinite being. When once again he's gotten his ass whooped by actual powerful beings in his own fucking comic books. And then when they do try to create this composite Superman, they always bring in, people that aren't Kal-El, like other Superman who aren't even, Clark Kent or Kal-El. Then they ignore the fact that he was either amped or had, extra power given to him by someone else, or that the Justice League was fucking involved, right? They forget that shit. They forget to actually read the full panel of the full page, like actually the small panels. Like when they were talking about he survived the red sun when he was given power to do that shit because red suns are his weakness. Like I could go on about this shit. Okay. But we sit here and we create this composite Superman for these different comic books that contradict themselves. You're bringing All-Star Superman feats in, but you're trying to add in Prime 1 million Superman when All-Star Superman died because he absorbed too much sun energy. And the whole reason why Prime 1 million Superman even exists is because he absorbed a bunch of sun energy over years. Complete contradiction. But then y'all take this shit and then y'all try to compare it to Goku. And it's like, what the fuck is this bullshit? I mean, I could take a bunch of feats from Goku, like when he shook all of the afterlife as a Super Saiyan 3 in the Fusion Reborn movie. Warp dimensions, broke through dimensions in GT in base form as a fucking kid with one Kamehameha and lit up the universe. All right. I could bring in Super Saiyan 4 and how, his power has just gradually increased as he fought Omega Shenron. Didn't win the shit, but the way Super Saiyan 4 works is if he loses once, he's now immune to whatever it is that defeated him before. So if Superman fought Super Saiyan 4 Goku and, say he beat him with his eye lasers. Not saying he can, but just throwing out something. Super Saiyan 4 will come back. Now he's immune to eye lasers. Or Superman's eye lasers specifically. That's how he beat not Sin Shenron, with the fucking orange and blue dragons. Like he became immune to the heat of the sun and unable to break through ice and all that shit just because he got hit by it before, then his body adapted. Which is why I personally hate Super Saiyan 4 Limit Breaker, because the OG Super Saiyan 4 already broke all limits. That was the point of the form. All the limits of Goku, shit's broken, and if he gets defeated, his body adapts, so he won't be defeated by that shit in the second fight. Excuse me. I could go into, how Broly destroyed an entire galaxy in seconds. We don't want to talk about that. Or how, Goku. First of all, the Snake Wave feat was bullshit. We were still going back to Screw Attack's garbage. I know this is years later, but people still believe this shit. The Snake Way in the Daisenshu actually expands, it expands the entire universe, okay? And Goku ran that shit in a week. If I could find it. Right here. This is the whole Dragon Ball universe, right? It is hell. Snake Way spans that shit. Goku ran that in a fucking week. And he took time though. And he took his time too, like, and this is like base Goku in fucking Saiyan Saga. And given how he's gotten billions of times stronger since then, if you want to count power levels, in not Cell Saga, fucking Namek Saga, his power level is 150 million. Then by the time we get to fucking Buu Saga, his power level is in the billions. And when we talk about power level, it is talking about strength, speed, and durability. So once again, comparing you know, Superman and Goku and shit. This is why I say Goku wins. But other people are going to find a way to try to argue against this. They probably might pull some more comic book panels and shit out their ass, you know, and do exactly what I said they was doing, misrepresenting feats, not actually reading the whole book, and then creating composite Superman. Like here he is pulling things out of the source wall, but he never broke the source wall. That's beyond Superman. He can't do that shit. But whatever, you know. Superman is this all-powerful person with infinite everything, even though he's been beaten on numerous occasions before. And Goku, you know, just can't touch that. He can't seem to touch that, even though, by definition, based on the speed feat I explained with the Flash, Goku's instant transmission alone should allow him to be able to blitz Superman. Because it's instant. That was the original point of instant transmission. Before Dragon Ball Super and all that bullshit, those fucking retcons. That's beside the point. I'm done, man. Like, everybody else is just sucking this Kryptonian's dick. It's fucking annoying.